Hi guys, this is Fernando. In this video tutorial that we are going to do today, I want to show you how create a realistic pool water and also include some caustics. I have uh, basic pools that I create, and also I have some other components in the pool, but basically the material for the water that I have right now is just plain gray material. I want to create a render to show you what I have as my water material, and then I will create the water for my pools. So this is what I have as my water material. You can see it's just a plain gray material. I'm going to convert or to create a water material using reflections and refractions. So let me right click on the scene material and create a new standard material. So it's this one here. I want to right click on the material and rename the material pool water. The first thing that I want to do is just create the reflection and the refraction layer. So right click on the create layer, reflections, right click on the material, create layer, and refractions. In the reflections, I want to use a Fresnel's effect to have reflection depending on the point of view of the camera. And for the reflection IR value, I don't want a very reflective water, so I'm going to use a 1.33 for my IR value, and also I'm going to use the same IR value for my refractions, 0.33. So now I need to tint the color of the water, and for tint the color of the water I'm going to use a font color. So in this color I'm going to use kind of bluish color. Let me use exactly the one that I use for the image. So I've used 205, 247 and 255. This is the value that I use for the image that you are going to see in this video. So click OK, and the IR value, this control also the intense of the tint, the intense of the color as well. So I'm gonna use 0.1 to reduce the color also of the water material. Okay, I want to use image to create the wave of the pool of the water, so to create a displacement. In order to see that bond map in the viewport, I'm going to create or to apply the texture in my diffuse layer. I'm going to find the texture. So it's going to be these textures, and click OK. But I have to apply this material to the water, and after that I will keep working with the material. So let me go to the material here, pool water, and I just want to apply that material to the face. As you can see, the tile options is not the one that I need. I mean the one that I need, yes. So I'm going to click at edit and change the scale. I'm going to break the link, so I want to use different value, and for the horizontal value I'm gonna type 40, actually 40 and 30. So let's say that this is the kind of a scale that I want for my pool. Okay, so then go back to my material, and if you click in the preview, you are going to see the texture that I use in the material, basically because my transparency of the diffuse layer is completely opaque. So I'm seeing right now the diffuse layer. To hide the diffuse layer, I'm going to click on the M near transparency and apply an A color, and I want to use white because in VRay white means 100% transparency. Now if I click preview, I have a nice blue water material, but I have to create or to apply the displacement. So let me go to the map options, click on displacement to enable it, and also click on the M, and then I'm going to use a bitmap. Click on the file picker, and I'm going to use exactly the same texture that I use for my displacement, for my diffuse layer, because the diffuse layer is going to be a representation of my displacement. The value here, the multiplier, is 0.5, so I'm going to raise the wave of my pool a half of an inches. And also I'm going to disable use global, and I'm going to increase the edge length, because my water is very close to this to my camera. If I use 4 or less than 4, I'm going to increase the render time. So I use 12 just to having a really nice and fast displacement. Okay, if I click preview right now, you are going to see the effect of the displacement in the final material. This is the water material. Now I'm going to create a render without caustic to see the water material. Okay, click render. Okay guys, this is the water material. You can see a nice displacement using the texture, but the material doesn't look kind of the realism that I need. So in order to increase the realism, I'm gonna use caustics. In order to enable the caustic, I'm going to go to my options and click on the caustic tab and enable the caustic. By default, we have photon maximum photon to 30. The maximum photon, this is the maximum photon that VRay is going to use to calculate the caustic. The multiplier is the intensity of the caustic. The search distance basically is a radio around the given point where VRay is going to calculate the caustic. If you use a small value, you are going to have sharper caustic, but also noisy caustic. If you use a big value or large value, you are going to have a blurry caustic. For now, I'm going to let all the default of the value by default, even the sun. So I have my setting are all by default. I don't have any other setting, just the default setting. So I'm going to make another render to see what we have with caustic. You have to keep in mind that the caustic depends also of the position of the sun. If you have the sun just right straight in the middle of the pool, probably you are not going to have enough caustic. If you have a sun in a certain angle, so you're gonna have the chance to get more caustic, or a very more realistic caustic. Okay, you see in my GI calculation, I could see the caustic here, but it's just in this small part. What is going on? Why I have this caustic in this small part? The reason is because the circle, the sun, have a radio around it to calculate the caustic. This is called the photon radius. It's like a radio, like a cylinder around the sun vector. So this is the size of that radius. It's just a small one. That's why I could only see just a small part of the caustic. If I want to achieve more caustic, I have to increase that radius. In order to increase the radius, click on the options, go to the environment, and click on the materials. I mean on the on the mapping for the sun. Here in the sun options, in the sampling options, you have a photon radius. This is the radio that I'm talking about. It's a radio around the sun vector. Just increase the radius. In this case, I'm going to increase the radius to 500 and click OK. Then I'm going to create another render to see if I am able to achieve more caustic around the whole pool. Okay guys, you can see now I have caustic everywhere in my pool, but my caustic is kind of blurry. The quality of the caustic is not good enough. So let me change some parameter to control that blurriness on the caustic. The first thing is the search distance. If you increase the search distance, you are going to have a lot of blurry caustic. If you reduce its value, you are going to reduce the radio where VRay is searching for the pixel to control the caustic. So I'm going to use 3 in this case. Also the maximum photon to calculate the caustic, I'm going to use 100, because if you have more photon, your caustic is going to be more defining better. And also, if you see the multiplier, the intensity of the caustic is too low, so I'm going to increase the multiplier just a little bit, 1.5. And one of the most important values to control the quality of the caustic is the caustic subdivision. This guy is very important to control the caustic subdivision. So in this example, this value is really high. You could use between 3000 and 6000, but I'm gonna use 800 just to pop off a really good caustic. So I'm gonna click OK, and those are the final settings for my caustic. Again, caustic subdivision, let me use 6000. Caustic subdivision is very important to control the quality of the caustic. Also, the search distance, small value produce sharp caustics. My caustics right now are very blurry, so I need to reduce the search distance to produce a sharper caustic. And also the maximum photon control the amount of photon that you are going to use, so I increase the maximum photon to 100. So those are my final caustic setting. Let's create another render. Here we go, guys. You can see now how my caustics are really nice, really sharp, and also a little bit more intense. So this is pretty cool. This is what I want to show you, how to control the caustic, how to create a realistic water pool using caustic. And let me show you the final image after just a small Photoshop corrections, a background. You can see how nice, how realistic this pool could be, with a very good water and with a very nice caustic setting. This is Fernando. Hopefully you can enjoy this video, and see you next time. Bye bye.